All right. Coming up with secure passwords for confidential computer files is difficult. Users prefer passwords that are easy to remember, such as birth dates or relatives' names. Okay. So we're saying, like, hey, passwords are hard to come up with. So we use things that are personal to us. Unfortunately, these passwords are the easiest to guess for an outsider who wants to gain access to valuable information. Okay. So we're saying that these are the easiest for people to guess. Random configurations of letters and numbers are the hardest to guess, but these are also the easiest for legitimate users to forget. So they say, like, hey, come up with these random combinations, but people tend to forget them. Users who forget their passwords use up the system administrator's time. Furthermore, passwords that are very difficult to remember are generally written down by users, and hence, these ones that are written down pose the greatest security threat of all. So, if the statements above are true, which of the following must be true? So, this is a must be true question. And so we're saying, like, hey, because of the stimulus, what also must be true? So, go ahead and start with A and tell me like it, leave it, or hate it.
Okay. Computer users should not write down their passwords, even if the passwords are hard to remember. Okay, like it.
Okay, we'll go ahead and leave it. Right,
It
what
is
about you?
expensive to have system administrators. Okay, no,
No, do we know that it's expensive?
no.
Nope, so it's not B.
Passwords that are very easy to guess pose less of a security threat than passwords that are very difficult to remember. No.
Okay, so what do we say are the passwords that pose the greatest security threat of all?
The one that are written down.
Which are which ones? What passwords do we write down? Do we write down the ones that are easy to guess?
Um, no.
No, it's the random configuration ones, right?
Yes.
Right, so let's go ahead and skip over C for a second and go on to D.
Passwords that are random configurations of letters and numbers are the least likely to result in security breaches.
Is that true?
I would say I like it.
So passwords that are the random are the least likely to result in security breaches. Don't we say that the random configurations pose the greatest threat of all?
True.
So it can't be D. What about E?
The easier passwords is to remember, the more secure the computer account. No.
Nope, it's not that one because we don't talk about like strength. So our answer is actually going to be C. And it's because we're saying, like, hey, yeah, it's bad that like using passwords that are like familiar with us are the easiest to guess. But we go on to say, like, the worst is like actually when you do a random one and you write it down, these pose the greatest risk of all. So when it says C, passwords that are very easy to guess pose less of a security threat than passwords that are very difficult to remember. That must be true because we say that people that can't remember their passwords write them down, and that's the worst ever.
Okay.
Where A is saying like, hey, you should not write down their passwords. While this is probably true in real life, and like we if we would apply what we said, like what's the learning thing from 20, we'd probably be like, yeah, you shouldn't write down your password. But do they ever tell us that you should not write down your password?
No.
No, they just say it's a big security threat. So we don't know anything about A. And that's why C is our answer.
Okay.